Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, the latest on a woman who was shot in the face during an attempted carjacking at the Alamo Quarry Market.
The Commonwealth of Virginia has a new governor, sending a stark message to Democrats. I'm Mike Ajachi reporting in Washington. Coming up, a look at Election Day across the country.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, things are mild now, but Mike says grab a jacket because you're going to need it later.
Might want to grab an umbrella too. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is November 3rd.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a great week so far. It got pretty warm yesterday.
It did, and things are about to change in a big way. Let's get the latest on any rain or storms and how cold it will get later on.
Well, temperatures are going to be dropping down at least 10-15 degrees by later on this afternoon from where they are right now. We'll go up a little bit. And yes, as far as an umbrella, grab that for this morning because we do have a couple of showers out there right now. Yeah, you open up the door and think, do I really need a jacket? Yes, for later on this afternoon, you will need one. Here's what's going on radar right now. We do have a few scattered showers in and around the area. A couple of them right there. It looks like on 10 up by 1604, heading out I-10 in toward portions of the hill country. This is some clutter around the radar site right there. And then further out to the north and northwest, out by San Angelo, pretty good chunk of showers and thunderstorms out there. One thing we will have to watch out for, it's not going to be a widespread big rain event, but there are going to be those pockets where we could see some heavier downpours between now and about this time tomorrow. So we're at 68 at the airport, 72 Stinson, mid 60s out in portions of the hill country, but go out further to the northwest and as you can see, temperatures are at 48 degrees in San Angelo. The wind is shifting around out of the northeast, even low 40s out toward Midland. So this colder air will continue to push its way down in our direction. And as far as the timing of the front, first of all, mold and ragweed are on the low side. Timing is going to be about noon, maybe late morning in parts of the hill country and then early afternoon here in town. So we're at 68 degrees this morning, pretty much steady temperatures, some scattered showers, maybe a clap or two of thunder. And then by later on this afternoon, 58 degrees. It is going to be windy. It is going to be colder. We will have some showers and thunderstorms. Those will then continue overnight into tomorrow morning. And really the timing, it looks like here in town is going to be about, again, right after lunchtime, early afternoon here in town. We see that wind shift and that colder air moving on in here. So maybe even this afternoon, excuse me, a grilled cheese and soup kind of a day and definitely cold tomorrow. What about the weekend forecast? That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Right now, we want to get back to the developing story we're following closely this morning. A shooting late last night at the Alamo Quarry Market. We are hearing from witnesses who saw the frightening scene unfold. Jonathan Cotto is staying on top of the story, joined us live from the Quarry Market. Jonathan, what can you tell us about the investigation this morning?
Mark, San Antonio police are saying a woman in her 20s was shot in the face in this Whole Foods parking lot at the Alamo Quarry Market on the north side during an attempted carjacking. Police say the woman was going inside the store when a man in his 20s approached her and shot her just before 9 p.m. The shooter ran away but was eventually caught by officers at the nearby movie theater. One witness told us she was checking out when the woman ran into the grocery store covered in blood, screaming and crying for help.
I was about to check out at the Whole Foods counter, and when I was right before that, I heard someone come yelling, "Help me, help me!" And a staff came and said, "Hurry and check out, or leave. You can just leave your stuff." And then that's when we saw the girl.
We're told the woman was rushed to University Hospital and we're waiting to hear an update on her condition. Right now, we're also waiting to learn more about the suspect who is now in custody. This is a story that will continue to follow closely this morning as we continue to share more from witnesses who were here last night. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. And for now, let's get to last night's election results, including the runoff for State House District 118 and the other races.
Sarah Costa now in the studio to break it all down. Good morning, Sarah.
Hey, good morning, guys. Lots to get to. But first, let's cover Let's get to the runoff for State House District 118. Republican John Lujan narrowly edged out Democrat Frank Ramirez. Lujan is no stranger to the Southeast Side District, previously representing the district in 2016. Ramirez is a former city council and Texas legislature staffer. He started the night with an early lead, but Lujan overtook it as votes were counted. Lujan won 51% of the vote with nearly 6,000 ballots cast in his favor. The runoff was the only Texas House race on the ballot in this election. In the San Antonio area, voters also made crucial decisions on some major bond propositions for several school districts. Voters in East Central ISD rejected a $172 million bond proposal that would have funded the construction of 3 new schools, along with a variety of other renovations. Judson ISD also saw its proposed $300 million bonds narrowly defeated. That money would have funded growth, athletic upgrades, and technological advancements. The Southside ISD voters rejected a $52 million bond, which would have gone toward building and renovating schools and other facilities. Now, over in New Braunfels ISD, voters approved 2 of 3 proposals in a $350 million bond. They approved spending for millions on new schools, facility upgrades, and technology, but they rejected a $20 million proposal on stadium renovations. You can read all the election results on KSAT.com. Just look for this story on your homepage. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. Nationwide this morning, the political landscape has shifted. A highly contested gubernatorial race in Virginia is sparking national attention.
ABC's Ika Jachi is in Washington with the latest results.
Your next governor, Glenn Youngkin.
This morning, ABC News projecting Republican candidate Glenn Youngkin as the next governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
My fellow Virginians, we stand here this morning at this defining moment.
The race between Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Youngkin widely seen as a referendum on President Biden's first year in office.
It's very clear that Glenn Youngkin's done significantly better than other Republicans have, a state that no Republicans won statewide in 12 years.
Youngkin pivoting his strategy to focus on schools, but the race was about more than just education. Exit polling reveals 33% of Virginia voters ranked jobs as their #1 priority in the race, compared to 24% who said education and just 13% who listed the pandemic as the main issue. In New Jersey, Republican candidate Jack Ciattarelli staying up late with his constituents, rallying support as he tries to upset the incumbent Democrat Phil Murphy.
I wanted to come out here tonight and tell you that we had won.
Well, we're going to have to wait a little while longer than
the race still too close to call. In neighboring New York, ABC News calling the race for New York City mayor for Democrat Eric Adams. The former police captain will be the city's second black mayor in its history. In Boston, the city electing Democrat Michelle Wu as their next mayor, becoming the first woman and Asian American to hold the job.
And what we deserve is a Boston where all of us are seen, heard, treasured, and valued. A Boston for everyone.
And in Minneapolis, residents there voted against eliminating its police department for a Department of Public Safety. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
This morning, Pfizer gearing up to distribute 11 million doses of the pediatric COVID-19 vaccine. The CDC's director now endorsing the recommendation for children 5 through 11 to get the vaccine after it was approved for emergency authorization by the FDA. Pfizer says within the first 10 days, it expects to make 19,000 shipments to 50 states and 6 large metro areas. Its clinical trial showed the vaccine provides 90.7% protection against symptomatic disease in this age group. Youngest age group yet will receive 1/3 the dose of what people 12 and older get. The company hopes the smaller dose will reduce any potential side effects.
The House Oversight Committee is issuing subpoenas to top oil companies about climate information. The companies include BP, America, ExxonMobil, and Shell Oil. The committee wants the companies to submit documents that lawmakers say have been withheld. The subpoenas come after a hearing last week on climate change disinformation. The companies are ordered to produce all documents related to climate and the role the companies played in causing, mitigating, or responding to climate change.
Los Angeles County has settled a lawsuit in the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant and his daughter. The county's Board of Supervisors unanimously approved settlements for the Altobelli and Mauser families. Each family received $1.25 million. Families sued over leaked photos of the crash. Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa, has also filed a federal lawsuit against the county. That lawsuit moves forward. Monday, a judge ruled Bryant will not have to undergo a psychiatric evaluation, despite the county's request.
And it was a disappointing night for the Houston Astros, to say the least. The Stros just couldn't get anything going, giving the Atlanta Braves their first World Series championship since 1995, hammering the Astros 7-0 in Game 6 of the World Series. The underdog Braves won the franchise's fourth title overall. The loss left Houston's 72-year-old Dusty Baker still seeking his first title as a manager. Houston has reached the World Series in 3 of the last 5 years. The Astros won the championship in 2017 before losing to the Washington Nationals in 7 games back in 2019.
Yeah, when I went to bed last night, it was not looking good. And
I know.
Tough loss, Houston. Yeah. Maybe next year. 440, about 68 degrees.
And coming up next, a preview of our KSAT 12 Texas Sports Productions Game of the Week, featuring 2 local top teams.
Outside with live cam today is a big weather change day. So yes, grab an umbrella, maybe a jacket. Mike said you won't need it now, but later you'll thank us. We'll be right back. The KSAT 12 Texas Sports Productions Game of the Week this week takes place Friday night, the final week of high school football regular season. To our number 2 Central Catholic in 12's Top 12 Sub 5A poll faces the Antonian Apaches. Been one of the best seasons ever in Button history. Central Catholic 8-1 overall, 5-0 in TAPS 2 Division 1. The Antonian Apaches 5-4 overall, 3-2 in district, trying to hold on to that last playoff positions. One of their signature wins of the season came against Pleasanton in the second week of the season in 4A school of the season, a 4A school, and against 3A Blanco in their 4th week. Now these 2 private schools collide on Friday.
They're a pretty good team. I know we're going to get their best because we're just the team to knock off right now. And we're number 1 in district, so we're just trying to finish district perfect. So we're going to handle our business this week.
They have everything to lose, and we have nothing to lose. So that's a factor. And then being home, it's another huge factor, and it should be a great game. I'm really excited.
Kickoff at Antonian set for 7 o'clock Friday night. You can watch the game live on KSAT 12.2 over the air.
And time now, it's 4:45 and about 68 degrees out there. Coming up next, new details from a camera assistant who resigned 1 day before the fatal shooting on the Alec Baldwin film set, Rust.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details from the head of the Rust camera department who resigned the night before the fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins.
We need some help. Our director and our camerawoman has been shot.
Lane Looper emailing production managers specifically expressing his concern for weapon safety on set, writing, during the filming of gunfights on this job, things are often played very fast and loose. But overnight, Alec Baldwin reposting comments made by the film's costume designer, who says concerns were heard and addressed. And we had several safety meetings, sometimes multiple per day. And coming up at 7 a.m., the man behind that resignation letter, Lane Looper, will be live on Good Morning America for an ABC News exclusive interview, describing what he says he saw on the set and why he says he feared for his own safety. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Well, Mike tells us some cold mornings are ahead for the rest of the week, but not this morning.
No, it's very exciting. Even though it's not happening today, I just went ahead and threw a hoodie, inside the car.
I think
just
that's
to be ready.
The smart play, absolutely,
Yeah.
Especially for the kiddos. Mike is here with more on our forecast, and today is Cold Front Day.
Yeah, it's coming through here in town right now. It looks like it's going to be just afternoon, so I think we're going to hit a high temperature right about noon. We're in the upper 60s right now, so we're more than 10 degrees above normal, and make it up into the kind of low mid 70s, and then it's going to get much colder. So yes, that hoodie is a good idea, and Maybe even a jacket on top of that, too, because it's going to be blustery today. Also, an umbrella. There's nothing showing up right now. You can see all the cloudy skies out there in the distance, but we do have some scattered showers. This is some clutter kind of around the radar site, but there are a few showers that are moving through town on the northwest side. 10 just outside 1604, heading up in toward Bernie, Bandera, a couple of those showers, and just some light little scattered ones. More out in portions of the hill country if you are, again, heading across I-10 right around Kerrville, and then further out to the northwest. And there's a pretty good chunk, like I said earlier, of showers and thunderstorms up there right around San Angelo. And that's basically along the cold front, which is going to be working its way down in our direction. So again, the temperatures out to the, well, let me jump back to that graphic. There are temperatures out to the northwest. San Angelo is at 48 degrees right now. We are at 68, 72 in Del Rio. So temperatures are, again, going to be dropping down initially and behind the front about a good 15 degrees. So I think we go up into the low mid 70s and then down into the mid upper 50s by later on this afternoon, and some breezy conditions. So here's the map that shows wind and the dew point temperatures, and that's always a good way to tell when that front's going to be moving on through. So again, by noon, just a little bit of the wind shift, especially in portions of the hill country. And then the winds really start to pick up out of the northeast as we go into the afternoon. It's going to be about 15, 25 miles per hour and stays windy overnight and through a good chunk of the day tomorrow. And temperatures, again, by late this afternoon are going to continue to drop down into the low 60s and then mid upper 50s right around dinner time, late afternoon and early evening hours, and we will continue to cool down. So right around upper 40s tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of cloud cover around here, which is actually going to prevent us from getting as cold as we could by tomorrow morning, but it's still going to stay very, very chilly. And scattered showers around this morning, and then a few of them later on this afternoon, and especially even in behind that front, we'll still have some of those showers and thunderstorms around here. And as far as rainfall, could have a couple of decent downpours. Inch and a half of rain can't be ruled out in places. So just kind of gonna have to watch out for that. 73 degrees today at noon. A few showers, a couple of thunderstorms. Again, this is what I'm going for, the high temperature, noon, early afternoon, and then by late this afternoon, 58 degrees, rain, windy, cooler. We'll have some rain overnight tomorrow morning. Start off at 48, only 56 for a high temperature. And chilly Friday morning. Good looking weekend. It's going to start to get milder going into next week. But yeah, just again, grab a coat before you head out the door today.
I know a lot of people don't like the cold, but many of us are on the Burr bandwagon.
Yes, I like the change.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of frozen containers of frozen soup I need to pull out.
Oh, to get ready?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much, Mike. 452, about 68 degrees.
And still ahead, a special look at the French Dispatch. Plus, Cardi B will soon host a major music awards show.
A star-studded Western is arriving on Netflix today.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
1 hour to press.
You're fired.
Really?
Don't cry in my office.
Working on the Wes Anderson film The French Dispatch was a unique experience, says Henry Winkler. It was his first time on an Anderson set, and he tells me things run a little differently.
There are no trailers. You get a baguette with ham and cheese and a thermos of soup, and you wait until you're called.
How's the baguette with ham and cheese? Is it like really good?
You know what? It was delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, a French baguette with ham and cheese. Oh, my God.
The French Dispatch is out now in select theaters. Out today on Netflix, it's a star-studded new school Western. The Harder They Fall stars Jonathan Majors, Idris Elba, Zazie Beetz, Regina King, and more. And Apple TV Plus launches its first original Korean language series, the sci-fi drama Dr. Brain. From rapper to award show host, Cardi B will front the American Music Awards, her first time hosting the live event. She's pretty familiar with it as a 5-time winner. It'll air November 21st on ABC. And happy birthday today to Colin Kaepernick, the activist and former NFL quarterback turned Netflix show star and producer, is 34, while model and reality star Kendall Jenner is 26. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
456, about 68 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, a look at last night's election results, including bond elections for some area schools.
And we'll tell you why Facebook's decided to shut down its facial recognition that automatically recognizes people in photos.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. There's a look there at I-35. We see flashing lights, and we will be checking in with Stephen Cavazos after the break.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A woman is in the hospital this morning after being shot in the face in a local popular shopping center. More on this case coming up next.
Plus, we'll get an update on results from last night's election.
And it is cold front day here in South Texas. It's on the way, and Mike says you will definitely notice it later on. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, November 3rd.
Hi, thanks for joining us. I was talking to my mom last night, and she was like, oh, get ready, because, she had understood that it might come early. I was like, Mom, it'll be later in the day. But Mike said, still pack your jacket because it'll be here later.
And the other accessory of the day, Mike Osterhage, is?
Umbrella.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to come in handy this morning because we do have a couple of showers out there right now. And the front's going to move through here in town about midday. More on that in just a second. 68 degrees, so it's really warm. Look at the bottom number, dew point 66. Very humid. I think we gain a handful of degrees between now and, say, noon, early afternoon, and then we're going to continue to drop down. And by late this afternoon, it's going to be upper to even mid 50s and some rain around here, a couple of more showers and some thunderstorms. The aquifer yesterday did drop down 0.7 of a foot, and the allergens, mold and ragweed are both on the low side. So take a look at radar right now. And again, we do have a few light showers, maybe a decent shower here and there, and then we're moving on through the area. This is some clutter right there around the radar site, which is not moving, but you can see just these scattered showers here and there. Now, there is going to be the chance for couple of heavier downpours here and there this afternoon, and especially overnight and early tomorrow morning. It's not going to be a widespread big rain event, but again, some folks may see inch and a half of rain coming down fairly quickly. A few more thunderstorms well up north of the hill country. Notice how everything right now is moving just about straight to the east, and they're near San Angelo. This is right kind of along the front, and that's where most of the activity is. And you can see that pocket of some pretty good thunderstorms there. So warm, a couple of showers around this morning, and then noon, I think we get up right around low, edging toward mid 70s, few showers, a couple of thunderstorms here and there, and then right after that, early afternoon is when the front moves on through here. We'll still have a couple of more showers. It is definitely going to be windy, winds out of the northeast about 15, close to 25 miles per hour, and temperatures will drop down. It is going to be colder, and then overnight we'll continue to have some rain left over tomorrow morning, and that's going to come to an end probably mid-morning or so, and it's going to stay cloudy throughout the day. It's going to stay chilly throughout the day tomorrow. Weekend, now we're still going to have cold morning Friday and over the weekend, but it will be a little bit milder. It's going to be the trend for things to kind of start to warm up a little bit as we go in toward the weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, good morning, Stephen Cavazos. What's cooking?
Good morning, Mike. Well, I think I'll be cooking chili this weekend, maybe a cup of tea. Well, let's take a look at 35. We do have some construction going on out there here at FM 482. You can see we do have some flashing lights out there, obviously indicating we have construction crews. Traffic right now moving in these northbound lanes, but not very fast. So just be prepared for slowdowns. Hopefully that will be wrapping up soon. Now, the morning has started off pretty nice, but there were a few issues. Thankfully, that looks like they have resolved. Let's go ahead and start here. There was a crash off US 281 northbound at Bassey Road that was not really causing any big issues in those northbound lanes, but it did have at least two of them blocked. Right now, that crash has cleared from the system, so that's some good news there, but make sure that you are checking those vehicles out there because we do have one stall to at least talk about here off US 90 westbound right at Callahan. This is not causing any issues in those westbound lanes either, but as always, make sure that your vehicle is working properly before you get out on the roadways this morning, especially with some expected showers a little bit later. Right now, the map does show pretty much we're seeing a lot of green right now. We do have that small stretch of orange and yellow there. That's at 35 at FM 42, where we just showed you that construction is taking place. But if you're traveling in from New Braunfels, thankfully 35 is looking pretty good. 26 minutes right now to the downtown San Antonio area. 27 on 281 and Bulverde, and 25 on I-10 coming in from Bernie. Let's take one last look at TransGuide. We're going to get to this construction spot, find out if that's going to be causing any delays for the morning commute. That's coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie?
Thank you, Stephen. A shooting late last night at the Alamo Quarry Market has left one woman hospitalized and a community in shock. This morning, we're hearing from witnesses inside a popular grocery store who saw the frightening scene unfold.
Jonathan Cotto is staying on top of this story, and he joins us live from the Alamo Quarry Market. And Jonathan, we understand this happened overnight, but what does the scene look like right now?
Good morning, Mark and Stephanie. The scene is clear here, but security is definitely making their presence known here this morning after San Antonio police tell us a woman in her 20s was shot in the face here in the parking lot of Whole Foods at the Alamo Quarry Market during an attempted carjacking. Now, police tell us the woman was going inside the store when a man in his 20s approached her and shot her. This taking place right before 9 p.m. The shooter ran away but was eventually caught by officers at the nearby movie theater. Now, one witness told us she was checking out when the woman ran into the grocery store covered in blood, screaming and crying for help. Now, we're told the woman was rushed to University Hospital and we're waiting to hear on an update on her condition. Now, right now, we're also waiting to learn more about the suspect. He is now in custody. This is a story that we'll continue to cover throughout the morning and bring you the latest from witnesses that were here last night. Reporting from Alamo Quarry Market, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Meanwhile, two of the fastest growing school districts in our area hope voters gave their bond proposals the green lights.
District officials tell our Lee Waldman it's all about the growth in the area.
That was the pitch from school districts to parents and what inspired so many to cast their votes in favor. New Braunfels ISD and Comal ISD each proposed multi-million-dollar bonds to help build schools, supporting infrastructure and improve already standing facilities. New Braunfels' bond has three propositions that total $348 million.
This bond included actually starting phase 2 of opening a second high school and a replacement of our older existing high school, and also expanding some of our facilities at our elementary that are going to be over capacity as early as next fall.
She and voters at the polls say the area is bursting at the seams.
Kind of feel like we don't have any choice with the growth. You know, there's so many people moving into New Braunfels and Comal County that, the people are moving in, you've got to have a school for them.
On top of new schools, the New Braunfels bond hopes to improve technology and build a new stadium.
I was a little leery concerning the money for the stadiums, but I understand that as well. As we continue to expand, we need to provide resources and places to play for our kids.
According to the New Braunfels district website, Proposition A is tied to a 1.5 cent tax increase per $100 valuation of your home for the interest and sinking tax rate.
I don't like raising my taxes, but I've got two kids and they're in school right now, and superintendent, we're at a meeting with him and it made sense what he was saying.
I do believe that even with the tax increase, this bond is very much worth it for the future of New Braunfels students.
For Good Morning San Antonio, I'm Lee Waldman.
So in Comal ISD, voters were split approving two of the four bonds. They approved $411 million proposal to build new schools and a $34 million proposal to fund technology and network upgrades. However, they rejected a $20 million proposal to improve football stadiums and a $61 million proposal to improve athletic facilities. We also have the election results available online right now. You can look through those propositions, amendments, and other races on your phone or tablet. Click on this story at KSAT.com. Crime Stoppers asking the community for help in finding those responsible for the murder of a man walking in his neighborhood on the city's east side back in April.
Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with what police have released as evidence. Good morning, Sarah.
Hey, good morning. Our Katrina Weber was actually live during GMSA covering this when this happened more than 6 months ago, when that man was gunned down while walking in his neighborhood on the city's east side. And police are still looking for leads on who was in that SUV when that deadly drive-by shooting took place. Just take a look at your screen. This is what Crime Stoppers has released to the community. These are photos of the SUV that the shooters were in when they shot and killed 63-year-old Clarence Irwin Lewis. Police say the drive-by shooting took place at 4 in the morning in the 500 block of Sterling when the SUV drove up. The make and model of the SUV is unknown. Police say witnesses told them Lewis was walking along the sidewalk on Sterling when the SUV pulled up next to him and stopped. They say right after Lewis leaned into the vehicle, someone inside began firing a rifle. He was hit at least once and died. Police say the shooter continued firing as the vehicle sped away from the scene. They found about half dozen shell casings in the street and took them in as evidence. Now, if you know any information about this case, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers, that number 224-STOP. You may remain anonymous, and if your tip leads to an arrest, you may be eligible for up to $5,000 cash. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. 5:09, about 68 degrees for now.
And coming up next, U.S. health officials have given the final sign-off to Pfizer's kid-sized COVID-19 shot. Details on what happens next.
And we know what happens next in the weather department. A big drop in temperatures, winds, and Mike says ahead of that, we might get some rumbles of thunder. The timing of that coming up right here on GMSA. Stick around. Just about 5:13, some young children in the U.S. have already received their first COVID vaccine shot just moments after the director of the CDC gave the green light.
ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi has the latest on the vaccine rollout for kids.
This morning, new video of this Pfizer facility in Wisconsin churning out pediatric doses of the COVID vaccine after CDC advisors gave the shot unanimous approval for children ages 5 to 11.
We have a total of 14 yeses, 0 nos.
The first kids in the country getting their first dose late Tuesday. Doctors in Connecticut administering the shot just minutes after the CDC director gave the okay. The president calling this a major step forward. The CDC saying that by vaccinating kids, the rate of virus transmission could be reduced by 8% and up to 600,000 COVID cases could be prevented between now and next March. Kids will get only 1/3 of the adult dose. Early studies found the vaccine to be nearly 91% effective in preventing symptomatic illness in young children, with only mild side effects, including a sore arm, headaches, or fever. Despite promising results, nearly 2/3 of parents say they will not be lining up for the shot anytime soon.
I wouldn't be getting any of my kids an emergency use authorization vaccination. I definitely would want to see long-term studies.
These are exceptionally safe vaccines, even for kids with complicated medical histories or pre-existing conditions. Really the only absolute contraindication to the vaccine is if your child is allergic to the vaccine itself or one of its components.
Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
And time now, it's 5:14 and about 68 degrees.
Still ahead, we'll tell you more about Netflix launching its first mobile games on Android devices.
Military life can have its challenges, but sometimes veteran life brings more.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Greg Gatson, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans and their families get the benefits they've earned.
Today, I'm an entrepreneur, photographer, and public speaker, and I never tire of standing tall.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just being the best that I can be.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Infused with nourishing serum and almond oil, Nivea Essentially Enriched Lotion helps lock in goodness for smooth, luminous skin. So you can go from morning until happy hour with this lady. For goodness that keeps going, nourish on with Nivea.
Oh, this world's a little crazy. Oh, you are mine.
In today's Tech Bites, Facebook is shutting down its facial recognition system that automatically recognizes people in photos and videos. Facebook plans to delete the face prints of more than 1 billion people amid growing concerns about the misuse of the technology by governments and others. Netflix now has games for mobile devices. 5 offerings are available for Android, including Shooting Hoops and Card Blast. The games will be eventually added for iOS users. Netflix has said there may be a day when one of its games leads a film or even a series. And the new Tempo Move is meant to be a less expensive connected fitness option. It uses an iPhone plugged into a dock that connects to your TV, all to track your workouts. And it comes with its own weights and dumbbells. The price tag on this, well, it's available now for about $400. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
5:18.
Go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos about the situation there on I-35.
Still have this construction going on out here off 35 at FM 42. This is a shot at TransGuide. Our friends over there provided us. Taking a look right now, you can't see that. Of course, we still have those flashing lights out there. Traffic is moving, but not very fast. So make sure that you pack your patience this morning. This has been going on since actually earlier a few days ago. So I believe it was October 31st. Let's go ahead and get to the map, though. Show you how traffic is looking. We do have this small stretch of orange there. And it also looks like we do have a crash that may have popped up there off State Highway 151. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But right now, that construction obviously causing some slowdown. The road work that we're seeing is leading to a double northbound main lane and ramps closures. Those ramps will be closed as needed from FM 2252 to FM 1103. Now, that did start, I believe, again on Saturday or Sunday, that is October 31st, and has been current and will be wrapping up Saturday, November 6th. But this is overnight, 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning, so make sure you're planning accordingly. If you were with us yesterday, you did see that this stretch of traffic did was there for quite a while because that construction did take a while to wrap. So hopefully they will be wrapping soon and we will see those lanes opening up and looking nice and green. Let's take a big jump over to the northwest side because we do have some construction that will be wrapping up pretty soon. Actually, on November 30th, some bridge widening construction has led to an alternating full closure of the turnarounds at Kyle Seal Parkway in both directions. Now that has been current, but we'll be wrapping up Sunday, November 30th. So that's what you can expect throughout the month of November. It's going to be happening from 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. So we will continue to watch these problem spots because obviously it is causing some delays with traffic right now. Hopefully that will be wrapping soon and the morning will look nice and pretty on the roadways, guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, good news.
68 degrees for now.
I know, we're excited about this.
Is this our high temperature for the day, Mike?
I think we're going to creep up into the low 70s in the next few hours by about noon, early afternoon, going actually for 74 here in town. It's going to be cooler in parts of the hill country. Also, to add to what Stephen was just talking about, one thing you got to watch out for, though, on the roads is a little bit of rain this morning. We've got a couple of these showers, not much in and around the San Antonio city proper, but heading out in parts of the hill country. We do have a couple of these showers. This is all just some clutter, but there's been some little specks here and there that have been sliding on through. So in places, the roads are damp. And throughout the day, we're going to have some scattered showers just off and on. Again, out there by Kerrville, heading out I-10, portions of the hill country, but further out to the northwest, that's where we got a big old cluster of thunderstorms out San Angelo, east of there. Everything is moving just about straight to the east. And this is closer to or almost right along the front that's moving on through here. And so as the front approaches, the rain chances are going to continue to go up this afternoon as well as into tonight. So by right after noontime, we'll have a couple of showers, even a couple of thunderstorms around the area. That's going to continue. This model, this rapid update computer model, is a little more generous with some of the rain, especially in portions of the hill country. And what we will have to watch out for, though, is a couple of spots where there's going to be some fairly hefty downpours. There's a decent amount, not just torrential amount, but a decent amount of moisture in the atmosphere that can get squeezed out with some of these showers and thunderstorms. So this is going to be going into dinner time, into this evening hours, and then overnight into early tomorrow. This one also kind of clears us out fairly quickly. We'll have a few leftover showers around early tomorrow morning. And again, rainfall potential right in the kind of the middle of our viewing area, an inch, maybe a little bit more than that, and then heftier amounts off to the east. So again, it's not going to be a widespread, huge rain event, but enough out there. This, of course, is the leading edge of some really cold air up to the north. Most of this is moving straight to the east, so we're not going to get any more of a blast. But once this front moves through, yes, it is definitely going to be on the colder side later on today, as well as tomorrow, all day long, and starting off Friday and Saturday mornings. 73 degrees today at noon. Showers, a couple of thunderstorms, and I think we creep up maybe another degree or two from there and then drop down once the front moves on through here into the mid and upper 50s. Again, this is in town, so it's going to be colder sooner, obviously, in the hill country. Rain, windy, cooler, colder, if you want to call it that. And we're going to continue with some showers overnight. Down to 48 tomorrow morning. And then 56, and I think we'll stay pretty cloudy throughout the day as well. Rain primarily early tomorrow, and it's good looking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but boy, some chilly mornings. Going to be beautiful football weather again Friday night. Fantastic with that. And then it's going to start to get milder going into Sunday as well as the first part of next week.
Oh, but this weekend's looking outstanding.
Beautiful.
It'll be nice looking weekends.
Yeah. Okay. We like this kind of weather.
Ah, yes.
Thank you, Mike. 523, about 68 degrees.
And up next in your morning spotlight, Sting opens his Las Vegas residency and a sneak peek at the book of Boba Fett.
26 past the hour, Sting back on stage. Actor Idris Elba's new Western and a sneak peek at the new Boba Fett series.
CNN's Rick Damigella has all that in today's Hollywood Minute.
Sting opened his residency at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas over the weekend. Titled Sting, My Songs, the show features many of his most memorable hits along with surprises.
People want to hear hits when they come to a show. They want to hear what they know. They want to feel comfortable. But I always challenge them with something new. I mean, I did 2 songs from the new album that they hadn't heard before, just to test the water, if you like, and that was good. But people know I'll do that.
Sting's new album, The Bridge, releases November 19th. His residency continues over the next 2 weeks.
I heard Rufus Buck was back.
So ain't no road to ask a friend to travel.
Idris Elba plays outlaw Rufus Buck in the Netflix original film The Harder They Fall.
This film shows characters that have never been depicted before. So at least these characters are at least, I shouldn't say never, because some of them have, Bass Reeves especially, and Rufus Buck. In this case, you know, a little latitude is granted here because, you know, we've never seen a black Western, you know.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
Here's a sneak peek at Star Wars: The Book of Boba Fett. Tamura Morrison reprises his role as the ruthless bounty hunter in the Disney Plus limited series, debuting December 29th. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
528, about 68 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, we'll have the latest on a 4-year-old who was shot during a southeast side drive-by shooting.
Welcome back. Children ages 5 to 11 now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. We'll have details on the rollout plan.
And taking a look outside with live cam, pretty mild for now at 68 degrees, but go ahead and pack your jacket and an umbrella.
They will come in handy later on. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is November 3rd.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Let's go ahead and check in with Mike about the changes to come.
Yeah, it's going to be here in town, going for early afternoon, like right after lunchtime when that front moves on through here. It's very warm, very humid right now. The one thing you got to watch out for this morning, take an umbrella, but also if you are leaving the house and going to be gone all day, and even for the kids after school, grab a jacket and take that because you will need it later on this afternoon. 68 degrees and the dew point is very high, up to 66, so a bunch of humidity out there. We are, oh gosh, anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above normal right now. And we do have a few showers around. Most of those, obviously, as you can see, are up to the north. This is just some clutter around the radar site, but we've had a few little sprinkles in and around town. So yeah, some of the roads may be on the damp side. And further up to the north, pretty good cluster of some thunderstorms just to the east and southeast of San Angelo. All that is working its way to the east. And this is pretty much right along that cold front, which is working its way down in our direction. We're really not seeing any effects as far as temperatures. You can see that little blue up there north of that banner. That's basically where the front is. Hasn't even moved through Junction as of yet. Still don't really have any big drop in dew point temperatures at all, or wind shifting around. But like I said, that's going to be happening here in town early afternoon, obviously sooner in the hill country. So I'm going for about 73, 74 for a high temperature today, which is going to be right around noon, 1 o'clock. And then the front moves through, wind shift around to the northeast. It's going to be blustery, 58 degrees at 5 o'clock, down to mid 50s. Windy, will have more showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be cold tomorrow. Good looking weekend is setting up, and what makes it even better is the end of daylight saving time. Sunrise today and the next couple of days just before 8 o'clock in the morning. Then sunset times today just before about 6:45, but it's going to be 6:45 on Sunday. And then the nice thing too is sun's going to be coming up earlier as far as kids going to school. So yeah, that's coming up Sunday. We're going to talk about temperatures for the weekend in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. So last half hour, there was that issue on 35.
Yeah, construction, some delayed construction it looks like, Mike. And of course, drivers are going to want to be careful out there, especially some of those damp roads. Let's take a look around town, though, see how things have been shaping up throughout the morning. We're about half an hour into 5 a.m. and I-37 at Loop 410, still pretty quiet. And a lot of these shots at Transcott, as you can see, Loop 1604 at Wiseman, pretty empty corridor right there. But if we take a look at some of these other shots, it does show we have a few folks out there this morning. Loop 410 at Jackson Keller. Traffic Traffic still very light this morning, but there are some problems that drivers, of course, want to be on the lookout for. A crash we told you about a little bit earlier came in here off State Highway 151. Looks like in these northbound lanes, but these westbound lanes of State Highway 151 are seeing some slowdowns. Again, that's right near Callahan Road. So, of course, make sure you move over or slow down for those first responders who are out there working to clear the scene. Not sure how long that will be there, but it does look like that is stretching back a little bit here on State Highway 151. And as Mike was just mentioning, 35 is still a problem spot right now. We still have this big stretch of traffic right there off I-35 northbound at FM 1103 where some road work continues. Traffic right now is moving at just 24 miles per hour. So again, it looks like we could be seeing some delays there with that construction. We are working with our friends at TransGuide to find out when this will be wrapping up. So hopefully that won't impact the morning drive time as we start getting things rolling here. But right now these inbound times are still green across the board. You can see right now if you are coming into the downtown San Antonio area from Highway 90, just 19 minutes at this hour. Lidle, little time with 35, 16 minutes. And we're looking at a pleasant drive from Pleasanton with 27 minutes on 37. Let's take one last look around town. 37 at Loop 410, the 1604 at Wiseman Boulevard. Traffic is moving and we're going to continue to watch those issues on the roadways. Mark, Stephanie.
This morning, new details following that deadly drag racing event up in Kerrville. A lawsuit has now been filed.
Sarah Costa joins us in the studio with the latest on this developing story. And Sarah, what have you learned so far?
Good morning. Yeah, still learning a lot about this ongoing investigations, and attorneys say it will pave the way for officials to investigate what went wrong. This comes after a car crashed into a crowd, killing 3 people, including 6-year-old Daniel Trujillo Jones, a little more than a week ago. Now his father, Chance Jones, and his girlfriend, Katie Walls, are sharing what they remembered before the car hit them.
And then I look over to Daniel, and I see Daniel go under the car. And then like a second later it hit me.
Next thing I knew, I was hit and more or less airborne and pretty much bounced off of another vehicle and went unconscious.
Jones remains in the hospital. The lawsuit is against both the sponsor of the event, Flying Diesel, and Michael Gonzalez, who was behind the wheel of the car that crashed. Though the owner of Flying Diesel has not responded to multiple requests for comment, attorneys for the family say he has been forthcoming and has shared information with them. The lawsuit is still in the early stages. The family is seeking more than $1 million in monetary relief. Mark and Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. A 4-year-old shot during a Southeast Side drive-by shooting is now out of the ICU and is on a path to be able to walk again. Romeo Aguilar was shot while sitting in the back seat of a car on Woodville Drive. San Antonio police say the bullet pierced his spinal cord, but after several days, Romeo began moving his legs. His mother, Rosella Aguilar, thankful for the many prayers they've received.
I know God has the last say, and I know He hears our cries. Everybody around me has been very supportive with prayers and stuff, and I know He hears each and every prayer that goes up to Him.
Rosella says Romeo still has a long road to recovery ahead of him, but in the meantime, investigators are still searching for the suspects responsible. If you have any information that can help, you are urged to call authorities.
5:37 today could be another big turning point in the pandemic. Kids 5 to 11 now eligible to get vaccinated against COVID-19.
CNN's Brent Conway has the latest on the rollout.
And there it is. Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for kids 5 to 11 going into little arms already after getting emergency use authorization from the FDA and then the CDC's recommendation. These kids in Connecticut lined up for their first shot Tuesday night. The same night the vaccines arrived at this Ohio hospital.
Right there, it's 1,000 doses.
And at this hospital in Texas. And Pfizer is packing up and shipping out millions more. There are about 28 million kids 5 to 11 who are eligible to get vaccinated now.
It will be 1/3 the dose, but it's still a 2-shot series 3 weeks apart.
Possible side effects include arm soreness, fever, fatigue, and headache.
And I think whatever side effects we see really have to be compared against the risks of not getting the vaccine. More than 8,300 children in this age group have been hospitalized due to COVID-19. A third of them ended up in the ICU.
Children now make up a disproportionate number of new COVID-19 cases, accounting for a quarter of all the new cases last week. But health experts believe this vaccine, 1, 2, 3, poke, will change that.
If we have safe and effective vaccines, why wouldn't we make those available to families to make that decision and protect their children?
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
President Donald Trump's lawyers defending his request to assert executive privilege. Some of the documents he once withheld include nearly 700 pages of notes related to the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. Trump says the records should be protected in any presidency. It's standard for the National Archives to hold the records once a president leaves office. The Biden administration has declined to block the House from seeking any of the documents, saying there's an extraordinary need for transparency for the Capitol attack. The next key court hearing on Trump's request is tomorrow.
Astronauts at the International Space Station recently enjoyed a taco dinner made with chili peppers grown on board the ISS. The peppers were planted back in July, and last week they were ready for harvesting and sampling. Usually the bulk of astronaut meals are prepackaged, but this experiment may clear a path for the cultivation of more fresh food items in the future. NASA says it was one of the longest and most challenging plant experiments ever attempted on board the orbiting laboratory.
Yeah, they made, what was it, beef tacos?
Yeah, there's a picture right there.
To go.
That's not bad. Yeah, to go a long way.
540, about 68 degrees.
And still ahead, a new furry friend needs a home this morning. We're going to check in with the Animal Defense League.
And next, Chipotle trying out a new chicken recipe for the first time in about 30 years.
And taking a look outside with a live cam. We're okay for now at 68 degrees, but go ahead and pack that jacket. Be prepared. We'll be right back.
.543, welcome back. This could be an interesting sign. In morning consumer headline, Zillow is getting out of the home buying business. The company says it will shut down Zillow Offers. The division offered homeowners fair market cash value for the homes before reselling them. Company CEO Rich Burton said the move due to the unpredictability in forecasting in home prices. The shutdown will result in 25% reduction in its staff with a loss of about 2,000 jobs.
Chipotle is experimenting with a new chicken recipe for the first time since opening nearly 30 years ago. The new pollo asado is seasoned with a dry rub of spices, then seared on a grill and finished with garlic, chili peppers, and fresh squeezed lime. It is being tested at 95 restaurants in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Sacramento, California. No word yet on when it's coming to Texas. Chipotle has been expanding its menu recently, and the fast food chain now offers riced cauliflower, carne asada, and smoked brisket.
544, still about 68 degrees.
And coming up next, our friends with the Animal Defense League are standing by with a pet that needs a new home.
Well, if you have leftover Halloween candy, I wonder if it includes
Twix and Crunch.
Who's who?
So this is Twix and you have Crunch.
Okay.
Yes.
How can you tell the difference?
So one is a slightly bigger,
Okay.
but they are still twinning. So these are siblings. They are about 2 months old, both available for adoption at our Nacogdoches campus, and they are just the sweetest, most playful little babies.
Yes, and again, two little kittens is basically the same as one. They use the same litter box. They entertain each other.
Exactly.
I mean, you won't even know they exist. So they are just as cute as can be.
Yes.
Oh, hello. Hi. You have the most beautiful kind of greenish eyes there, sweetie, and that gray color. So no adoption specials right now, but you know, I say you never know, right?
Absolutely. We always encourage everyone to check out our website, our social media pages. Our website's adaltexas.org, because we always have things pop up. But you know, right now we're kind of just diving into the close of the holiday season, and we want to get everybody home for the holidays.
And the nice thing too is, don't forget, when you adopt one, or in this case, if you adopt two, then that helps out twice as many, because that opens up a space where you can bring in more animals that can get adopted.
Exactly. So adopting one saves 2 lives.
Okay. Well, head on over to the Nacogdoches location, 11300, or the Paul Jolly Center across from the zoo. And just remember, it's okay. It's okay. Don't climb up on the suit with the claws. There we go. It's leftover Halloween candy.
Now you have a parrot.
Now it's a parrot on my shoulder. Yes.
So, Mike, does acupuncture work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. He was headed towards your back. Yeah.
Those little kitty claws are sharp.
Yeah,
Yes, they
I know.
are. 548.
Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen for now.
Well, we still have the same problems that we've been seeing throughout the morning. That crash off State Highway 151 and a big slowdown on 35 that we're just seeing continues to build. Right now, let's take a look at the roadways around town, though. 281 at Grayson, traffic is moving half an hour, a little bit closer to 6. As we get closer to morning rush, obviously, we know some of those problems we've been spotting could be a bigger issue. That construction there of 35 at FM 482 should have wrapped by 5 this morning, according to the TxDOT website. Let's take a closer look on the map and find out what's happening right now. We do have that crash, as we mentioned here, off State Highway 151. Right now, TxDOT has that listed in the northbound lanes, but we're seeing this really in the westbound lanes right at Callahan Road, where traffic just continues to build there. Right now, not clear how many first responders are out there at this hour. There are no TransGuide cameras to show us this crash, but of course, if you are driving through that area, make sure you move over or slow down, because you could see some lanes blocked out there, so give them plenty of room to clear that up. Let's take that jump up here to 35, as we just mentioned. That big red obviously indicates a huge slowdown there off I-35 northbound at FM 1103, where some construction just continues throughout the morning. Again, should have wrapped by 5 this morning. We are almost at 6 a.m., so we are seeing some sort of delay right now. Traffic moving at 14 miles per hour. I would say Wednesday morning traffic has been off to somewhat of a busy start. It looks like we do have a crash that also popped up here just east of 410. We'll check that out a little bit later in the newscast, but it doesn't look like that's on the highways right now, so that could be some good news if you're traveling through 410. But one last look around town does show traffic is getting moving. US 90 at Nogalitos, 281 at Grayson. We'll continue to watch the roads throughout the morning, guys.
Thank you. And we're looking forward to the temperatures to change.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks are like, no, like it the way it is, but this is going to be some good November weather coming on in here. And another good weekend is shaping up. More on that in a second. I've been looking at 410 over there by the airport, and I can't tell if this is the usual reflection off the pavement or if there's a little bit of a sheen on the road. We've had a couple of light little sprinkles. This is just some clutter around the radar site, and you can see a few more out in parts of the hill country. There have been a couple little specks of rain that have been moving on through here, so you might see a few damp spots on the roads this morning, and then we'll continue with some more scattered showers and even a couple of thunderstorms throughout the day. Again, a few more in parts of the hill country, and then especially well up there to the north of us, and that's a pretty good chunk of showers and thunderstorms, but everything is moving to the east, kind of getting pushed out ahead of the front, which is moving on through San Angelo. So here's what temperatures look like right now. San Angelo is still at 48 degrees, and we are at 68 degrees. Del Rio 72. So wind shift around to the northeast. Big drop in temperatures. I think we continue to climb up another handful of degrees before the front moves on through here. So going for right around low 70s by noon, early afternoon, low mid 70s. Obviously cooler in parts of the hill country as the front moves through first of all. And this rapid update model is a little more generous with some of the showers and thunderstorms. Again, the majority of those well up to the north. But as the front continues to move on through here, and even in behind the front, we will have showers and some thunderstorms. Could have a couple of decent downpours as well. It's not that it's going to be a big, widespread, heavy rain event, but there will be those pockets with some inch and a half of rain. So that'll be something to watch in the overnight hours and early tomorrow morning. This model in particular also has a lot of the rain out of here by even drive time tomorrow. So it's moving things along very quickly, which isn't really out of the realm of possibility. And then even a couple of breaks in the clouds by late tomorrow, but mostly cloudy skies though throughout the day tomorrow, which is going to help to keep temperatures down. So the humidity drops down in behind the front later on today, and then going into tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday still look very nice, but kind of like this past weekend, humidity is going to start to come back in here late on Sunday and into the first part of next week, which is obviously that's going to be along with some milder temperatures. So here's what's going on. We've got these upper level wind lines coming almost straight out of the north north. This is a shallow front, but at least it does have a little bit of support behind it. And that's going to be keeping us on the cool side the next couple of days. Then we go in toward the weekend, and that's when the high builds back in here. So this is going to start the trend for some milder temperatures. And really, it looks like throughout much of next week, we are going to be somewhat on the mild side, the warm side, with temperatures actually going to be a little bit on the above normal side. It is looking like by late in the week, there could be another front that's going to try and work its way on through here. But again, it's kind of a wait and see type situation. So forecast today, we will stay on the mild side. This morning, we'll have a couple of scattered showers around here. I think we make it up into the low 70s right around noon, early afternoon. Front comes through just after that. Temperatures will drop into the upper and maybe even mid 50s, low 50s in parts of the hill country. Windy, colder with some showers, a couple of thunderstorms. Rain overnight tonight, and first part of the day tomorrow will only be at 56 tomorrow. It's going to be a cold one starting off in the upper 40s. So temperatures pretty much aren't going anywhere tomorrow, and more sunshine on Friday. Good looking football weather Friday night, and nice looking weekend. It will get milder next week, but yeah, grab a coat before you leave the house today, especially if you're going to be out all day long.
This is where you walk in your closet and go, oh, I haven't seen that coat in a while.
Yes.
It's time to think about it.
And all the sweaters, all that nice stuff.
Don, you got your jacket ready for tomorrow?
Yeah.
She's already shivering.
Ready to go.
554, about 67 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. We have pick 3, 529, Fireball 3, and daily 4, 0203, Fireball 9.
It's harder to read these when Mike's kind of in the way.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sometimes. It's a game he plays. Cash 5 numbers 2, 18, 19, 20, 31. And Mega Millions 5, 10, 26, 58, 65. Mega Ball of 9, Mega Plier is 2. Good luck from everybody at GMSA. Our election coverage continues online at KSAT.com. Our web team is tracking races involving several bond projects and those Texas constitutional amendments. Sarah Costa is standing by with more results as well, coming up right here on the morning show. Still ahead on GMSA, an overnight crash north of downtown leads to the arrest of one man. We'll have those details. We'll have the latest on that scary scene last night at the Alamo Correa Market. A woman shot in the face during an attempted carjacking. An arrest has been made. And TransGuide right now. See how things are looking out there. This is Loop 410 at Starcrest. Mike says showers could start moving to the area in advance of that cold front. The very latest from Mike and Steven coming up.
One woman is fighting for her life after a routine stop at a popular grocery store. Details on a shooting happening overnight coming up next.
The Astros leave everything on the field but come up short. Atlanta partying like it's 1995. We'll recap the World Series and take a look at what Houston is facing in the offseason.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, fairly mild, but we are expecting a lot of changes and looking forward to some cold mornings this week.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
I think Mike would say this is your final warning, folks. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, November 3rd.
Thanks for joining us. It is 67 degrees for now, as we've been saying all morning.
That's right. Mike says grab an umbrella for now, and then as part of the rest of your day's plan, he's going to pack your lunch and then ask you to bring a jacket, too.
It's going to be sort of one of those upside down days. I think we go up a couple of more degrees, a handful between now and noon, and then drop down in the afternoon. So yeah, an umbrella for this morning and then a jacket for later on today, because temperatures, it's going to be blustery. We'll only be in the mid and upper 50s later on this afternoon, and we'll still have a few more showers out there. And again, I've been looking over at 410, and it looks like that may be kind of a sheen from a couple little sprinkly showers that have tried to slide through. There have been a few of them around the area so far this morning, not a lot moving through town, but again, we've seen just a few of those little specks kind of moving on through. So there may be a couple of damp spots on the roads. Just kind of watch that. And it's, in a situation like that, it's not enough to wash off the oil and dirt. So it can be kind of slippery, but we will see more over about the next 24 hours. A few more showers out in portions of the hill country, north of the hill country, north of our area, north of Austin, and pretty good thunderstorms out there as well. This is closer to the front, which, as you can see, is right up there, moving through Waco, moving through San Angelo. Temperatures have dropped about 20 degrees between San Antonio and San Angelo. So obviously this is going to continue to push its way down in our direction throughout the rest of the morning. Obviously it moves through the hill country sooner this afternoon. 68 steady all morning long, a couple little sprinkly showers here and there, and then the wind later on by, again, I'm going for 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock when the front moves through here in town, and we'll warm up prior to that, 73, 74 degrees, and then we continue to drop down as the front moves on through here and make it into the mid and upper 50s by later on with a few more showers and thunderstorms. And then it's going to be really chilly tomorrow. So nice warm sweater, hot food. All I can think about is food in a situation like this. So anyway, we'll talk more about that and look ahead to a good looking fall weekend in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Any big problems out there, sir?
Well, we saw the same problems, Mike. Right now, let's take a look around town. 1604 at Wiseman Boulevard shows that we are seeing some folks getting out there this morning. Loop 410 at Jackson Keller. Traffic looking pretty busy right now. And of course, we know we're about maybe 45 minutes or so away from our morning rush hour. But some things that drivers are going to want to be on the lookout for immediately are going to be some of these things that we've been talking about throughout the morning. Now, it looks like this crash may have just cleared from State Highway 151 northbound at Callahan Road. That's where TxDOT had it listed, but we were seeing such a big buildup here in these westbound lanes of State Highway 151. So we will continue to watch that pretty closely, but it looks like we may have some good news out there. But some other problem spots continue right here on 35, where we do have that slowdown. That's due to some construction that's been ongoing. Should have wrapped by 5 this morning. We're still seeing it out there. And we're also seeing some of that traffic just continuing to build right now. Traffic moving at just 20, well, actually now 13 miles per hour in some spots of 35. So not looking good on those northbound lanes, but we'll continue to watch that and give you all the updates as necessary. Taking a wider look at the map, thankfully, what we're seeing really is just a lot of green on the screen. So that's not too bad right now. And these inbound times, green across the board. If you are traveling in from Floresville to the downtown San Antonio area, right now just 28 minutes, 21 from Lavernia on 87. And if you are coming in from Seguin, still pretty green with 29 on I-10. One last look around town, 37 right here. And we have 1604 at Wiseman. Again, traffic is moving, and we'll continue to watch things closely and give you all the updates coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. Now, our top story this morning was started as a routine stop at a local grocery store, ended with a woman in the hospital.
It happened during a shooting late last night at the Alamo Quarry Market on San Antonio's north side. We're hearing from witnesses who saw the frightening scene unfold.
Jonathan Cotto is there live with the details. And Jonathan, what can you tell us?
Stephanie, it was a carjacking attempt with a violent turn. San Antonio police tell us a woman in her 20s was shot in the face right here in the Whole Foods parking lot at the Alamo Quarry Market. Police tell us the woman was approached by a man in his 20s right before 9 p.m. The shooter ran away but was eventually caught by officers at the nearby movie theater. One witness told us she was checking out when the woman ran into the grocery store covered in blood, screaming and crying for help. Now, we're told the woman was rushed to University Hospital, and we're waiting to hear an update on her condition. Right now, we're also waiting to learn more about the suspect, who is now in custody. This is a story that we'll continue to follow closely and update you as more information is made available. Reporting from the Alamo Quarry Market, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
More to come from Jonathan. Thank you very much. In other news this morning, the search on for the person responsible for killing a man near his home happened back on April 28th on the east side on Sterling near Gates Elementary School. That's where police say 64-year-old Clarence Lewis was walking along the street when an SUV pulled up next to him. Someone inside shot him several times and then sped off. If you know anything about the incident, you're asked to call 210-224-STOP.
And from elections deciding on major bond propositions for school districts around the region to the runoff for State House.
Sarah Costa is here in the studio with highlights from those election results. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mark and Stephanie. Yeah, in the San Antonio area, voters made crucial decisions on major bond propositions for school districts. Voters in East Central ISD rejected a $172 million bond proposal that would have funded the construction of 3 new schools along with a variety of other renovations. Judson ISD also saw its proposed $300 million bonds narrowly defeated. That money would have funded growth, athletic upgrades, and technology advances. Southside ISD voters rejected a $52 million bond, which it would have gone toward building and renovating schools and other facilities. New Braunfels ISD voters approved 2 of the 3 proposals in a $350 million bond. They approved spending $321 million on new schools and facility upgrades and $6.6 million on technology, but rejected a $20 million proposal on stadium renovations. And Comal ISD voters were split, approving 2 of 4 bonds. Though they approved a $411 million proposal to build new schools and a $34 million proposal to fund technology and network upgrades, they rejected a $20 million proposal to improve the football stadiums and a $61 million proposal to improve athletic facilities. A controversial Schertz-Cibolo Universal City trustee was ousted in the election on Tuesday night. Gary Inman lost to Amy Thomas, who won 64% of the vote. Inman was twice censured by fellow board members for a litany of legal troubles. In the race to succeed Leo Pacheco as the representative House District 118, Republican John Lujan narrowly edged out Democrat Frank Ramirez. Lujan is no stranger to the Southeast Side District. He previously represented the district back in 2016. For a full list of election results, just head to KSAT.com. The story is on the main homepage. Mark and Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. Now we're moving to statewide to a couple of constitutional amendments, and Prop 3 bans state, county, and local officials from prohibiting or limiting religious services of churches. So let's take a look at the results here. Looks like we have 63% at for and 37% against.
So it wins. State Prop 6, this would allow people living in nursing homes or assisted living facilities to designate one essential caregiver who cannot be denied in-person visitation rights. This one also did very well. Let's take a look at those latest numbers on Proposition 6. This one wins by a huge margin, 88 to 12%.
And right now on our website, we have a closer look at all the election results. You can look through those propositions, amendments, and other races on KSAT.com. Just look for this homepage, the story on our homepage.
Well, this morning, some young kids right here in the United States have already received their first COVID vaccine shots, just moments after the director of the CDC gave the green light.
ABC's Monica Abdi has the latest on the vaccine rollout for kids.
This morning, new video of this Pfizer facility in Wisconsin churning out pediatric doses of the COVID vaccine after CDC advisors gave the shot unanimous approval for children ages 5 to 11.
We have a total of 14 yeses, 0 nos.
The first kids in the country getting their first dose late Tuesday. Doctors in Connecticut administering the shot just minutes after the CDC director gave the okay. The president calling this a major step forward. The CDC saying that by vaccinating kids, the rate of virus transmission could be reduced by 8% and up to 600,000 COVID cases could be prevented between now and next March. Kids will get only 1/3 of the adult dose. Early studies found the vaccine to be nearly 91% effective in preventing symptomatic illness in young children, with only mild side effects, including a sore arm, headaches, or fever. Despite promising results, nearly 2/3 of parents say they will not be lining up for the shot anytime soon.
I wouldn't be getting any of my kids an emergency use authorization vaccination. I definitely would want to see long-term studies.
These are exceptionally safe vaccines, even for kids with complicated medical histories or pre-existing conditions. Really the only absolute contraindication to the vaccine is if your child is allergic to the vaccine itself or one of its components.
Monica Abdi, ABC News, New York.
In your morning headlines, nearly a dozen people are dead, more injured after an explosion in Afghanistan. Officials in Kabul say Islamic State militants set off the explosion at a hospital. At least 7 people were killed, including 3 women and a child. Another 16 people were injured in the blast.
Los Angeles County has settled a lawsuit in the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant and his daughter. The county's Board of Supervisors unanimously approved settlements for the Altobelli and Mauser families. Each family will receive $1.25 million. The family sued over leaked photos of the crash. Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa Bryant, has also filed a federal lawsuit against the county. That lawsuit continues to move forward. On Monday, a judge ruled that Bryant will not have to undergo a psychiatric evaluation despite the county's request.
The Astros season has now come to a close, and the Atlanta Braves have been crowned World Series champions. Atlanta defeated Houston in Game 6 of the World Series last night. Final score 7-0. Jorge Soler was named MVP for his 3 homers for the Braves. This is their second World Series title since moving to Atlanta. Last championship came in 1995. One of the bigger question marks now that the Astros are in the postseason is the free agency of one of their top stars, shortstop Carlos Correa. The 27-year-old expected to be the league's most sought-after free agent. Stros drafted Correa back in 2012 with their first overall pick, and since then he's been credited for being a large part of the Astros' success in recent years.
And time now, it's 6:12 and 67 degrees for now.
Still ahead on GMSA, Facebook planning to get rid of a controversial feature. We have details.
And taking a look outside with live cam, like I said earlier, 67 degrees for now, but be prepared for those changes. Grab that umbrella and grab a jacket. The House Oversight Committee is issuing subpoenas to top oil companies about climate information. The companies include BP American, ExxonMobil, and Shell Oil. The committee wants the companies to submit documents that lawmakers say have been withheld. The subpoenas come after a hearing last week on climate change disinformation. The companies are ordered to produce all documents related to climate and the role the companies played in causing, mitigating, or responding to climate change.
Facebook is shutting down its facial recognition system that automatically recognizes people in photos and videos. Facebook plans to delete the face prints of more than 1 billion people amid growing concerns about the misuse of technology by governments and others.
Netflix now has games for mobile devices. 5 offerings are available for Android, including Shooting Hoops and Card Blast. The games will eventually be added for iOS users as well. Netflix has said there may be a day when one of its games leads to a film or even a series.
Seeing long lines of traffic on at least one San Antonio freeway.
Let's go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, things aren't looking good for our friends up on 35 at FM 482. This shot at TransGuide does show that we basically got a parking lot out there this morning. You can see that traffic right now is at a standstill. Now, we told you a little bit earlier, if you were with us, that there is some construction going on out there. Let's take a look at the map and see how red it's looking. Not very good, though, in these northbound lanes. Traffic right now moving at just 9 miles per hour, but based off what we just saw in that TransGuide shot, doesn't look like it's moving at all. Again, this is in the northbound lanes right at FM 1103, where some construction has been ongoing since 8 last night, according to the TxDOT website. That should have wrapped up around 5 this morning. Keep in mind now it is 6:17. We are still seeing some big delays up there on 35, so be prepared for some slowdowns. Thankfully, the good news is that construction should be wrapping November 6th, but right now looks like we're not sure when that's going to be wrapping up today. We'll be keeping a close eye on that, but let's take a jump down over here because we do have some stalls. Pardon me, I-10 eastbound at Foster Road. We do have a stall detected there. It's not causing any issues in the eastbound lanes, but it looks like we're seeing some minor buildup a little bit further back near Ackerman. So just make sure that you're checking the vehicles because it looks like it could be one of those mornings of stalls. Taking a jump over here, we have another one off Loop 410 westbound at Harry Wurzbach. Not causing any issues on the highways, but as I mentioned, that trend does continue. We're going to take a big jump over here to the northwest side off Loop 1604 westbound at Culebra Road, where we do have another stall that was detected. This one, it's still pretty dark out there, and keep in mind that when you see stalled vehicles and it's still pretty dark outside, give them plenty of room, especially when you see those emergency lights on and first responders out there working to help. For now, let's check in with Mike. We got some cool weather on the way.
Yeah, the front's going to be moving through by early afternoon here in town, obviously sooner in parts of the hill country, so may not need a jacket this morning, but take one with you, especially if kids are going to be gone all the way through this afternoon, because once they get out of school, temperatures are going to be dropping down. So I think we go up a little bit by noon, and then by later on this afternoon, it's going to be upper 50s and then continue to drop in the mid 50s by late around dinner time with some showers. We got a couple of them out there right now. Much cooler, much windier. Winds out of the northeast at about 15, 25 miles per hour. So here's a look with the live cam right now. And I keep trying to figure out whether these roads are a little damp. We haven't had a lot of rain showing up on radar in and around town. Just a few of these little sprinkly showers that this is all just some clutter. But as you can see, there have been just a few little spots here and there, and then more just scattered about out in portions of the hill country, but then a whole lot more well up to the north of us. And this is where the majority of the heavier rain is going to be. Now, we'll still see a couple of decent downpours here and there, and may see between now and tomorrow morning a couple of inch and a half rainfall totals. This is not going to be a widespread big heavy rain event, but just there's enough moisture in the atmosphere just to keep an eye on with, again, some of the heavier downpours. 67 in town right now, mid 60s parts of the hill country, and the dew points still remain obviously very high. A lot of humidity out there this morning. That, of course, is going to be changing. And here's where the front is moving through San Angelo. It has been a very slow moving front, but it will continue to push its way down to the south. And like I said, I think it's going to be just after noon when that moves on through. So watch this line right in here as the colors start to change a little bit more right by noon, early afternoon, and the wind shift out of the northeast. And like I said, it's going to be blustery today, and we will continue to see this drier air move on in here, but it's not going to dry us out and clear us out immediately in behind that front. We'll still have a lot of lingering clouds, lingering showers as well. So if front moves on through, a lot of rain on the back side of it, even a couple of thunderstorms, like I said, a few heavier downpours, and that's going to be the case. And this computer model wants to kind of move things along very quickly and get things out of here. So maybe a few leftover showers by tomorrow morning, but then I think we do start to see an end of the rain. But again, clouds aren't going to be clearing out, and that's going to help to keep temperatures on the cool side again tomorrow. 73, going for low, almost mid 70s right around noon. This is here in town, obviously. It's going to start to cool off sooner in the hill country. A few showers and thunderstorms, and then once that front comes through here, we'll only be in the upper to mid 50s late this afternoon. Rain, windy, colder. Yeah, grab a jacket. And then tomorrow, start off at 48, only 56. Pretty much temperatures aren't going to be moving that much tomorrow. Rain in the morning, that should come to an end, but we keep a lot of clouds around, and it looks beautiful for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We will see things getting milder. Humidity will begin its return late in the weekend, but overall a good looking weekend, and set the clocks back Saturday night.
That's right.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Thank you, Mike. 621, about 67 degrees.
And there are new details in that deadly shooting on a movie set in New Mexico involving a prop gun and actor Alec Baldwin. That's ahead in your GMA First Look.
What is it?
So you can get to know your new granddaughter.
We're so glad you're here.
Is this love? Is this love?
Oh, honey. She just needs some time. That was good. You ought to be very proud. I'm proud of you. Here's another picture of your mommy. She smiled so hard her front tooth popped out.
Good night, Grandma.
Did you call me Grandma?
This week at Macy's, get an extra 20% off everything you need for the season, or shop early access Black Friday specials like coats starting at $24.99 and this Ninja blender just $99.99. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members can earn on their purchases.
Some people have joint pain, plus have high blood pressure. They may not be able to take just anything for pain. That's why doctors recommend Tylenol. It won't raise blood pressure the way that Advil, Aleve, or Motrin sometimes can. For trusted relief, trust Tylenol.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details from the head of the Russ Camera Department, who resigned the night before the fatal shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins.
We need some help. Our director and our camerawoman has been shot.
Lane Looper emailing production managers specifically expressing his concern for weapon safety on set, writing, during the filming of gunfights on this job, things are often played very fast and loose. But overnight, Alec Baldwin reposting comments made by the film's costume designer, who says concerns were heard and addressed, and we had several safety meetings, sometimes multiple per day. And coming up at 7 a.m., the man behind that resignation letter, Lane Looper, will be live on Good Morning America for an ABC News exclusive interview, describing what he says he saw on the set and why he says he feared for his own safety. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Our San Antonio Spurs looking to rebound tonight against our I-35 rival, Dallas Mavericks. The Silver and Black currently sitting 2-5 on the season, coming off that ugly road loss to the Pacers. Mavs Spurs set for 7:30 tonight at the AT&T Center. Go Spurs, go.
Yes, we got this. Go Spurs, go. And time now 6:26 and about 67 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, the latest on an overnight crash north of downtown that landed one man in jail.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Still problems out there at I-35 and FM 482. We'll be checking in with Stephen Cavazos after the break.
The Commonwealth of Virginia has a new governor, sending a stark message to Democrats. I'm Mike Ajachi reporting in Washington. Coming up, a look at Election Day across the country.
pretty hearty taste of fall is on the way today. Mike is tracking a cold front and how cool we could get, especially the next couple of mornings. Good morning, everybody. We've made it to Wednesday. It is November 3rd.
Thanks for joining us today, and it will feel like November, so that'll be great.
Mike says it's a twofer. Might want to bring the umbrella and the jacket today.
Yeah, the umbrella, you will need it this morning in parts of the area, and jacket you will definitely need starting mid-afternoon and even earlier than that in parts of the hill country. So right now, you step outside and it's like, no, I don't need a jacket because we're in the mid and upper 60s, a lot of humidity out there. Looks like 410 is still pretty dry. I was trying to figure out if that was any sort of a sheen on the road because we've had a couple little light sprinkles that have been showing up on radar this morning, and 67 degrees. The normal average low is down in mid 50s, so we're anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above normal. Dew point's at 65, so yeah, you definitely notice the humidity. Wind is still out of the southeast. And here's some of those light little sprinkly showers. Yeah, and this is a lot of clutter around the radar site right there. It doesn't move, but we've had a few of them that have just been kind of scooching through here in the past couple of hours. Again, not really anything of any consequence. The majority of rain, though, and boy, some pretty good storms up there to the north, but everything is moving straight to the east. Now, we will start to see, and this is going to be one of those fronts as it moves on through here. It's not going to just clear things out. We'll have a lot of lingering clouds in behind it, as well as some showers and thunderstorms, and maybe even a couple of decent downpours as well. So that's something to be on the lookout for. 67 in town, 48 in San Angelo, and there's that cooler air, which will start to work its way down in our direction. But this has been a really slow moving front. A lot of times over the past couple of days, it's just been kind of stationary, not moving at all. But yes, it will work its way down through here throughout the course of the day. Mold and ragweed are both on the low side, and we're going to have a couple of showers hanging around here this morning. I'm going for mid 70s at noon, and right there after that, because thinking the front's going to move through about, say, 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon. So that's when we hit our high temperature, and then also a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Then temperatures will drop down, very blustery conditions later on today with a few showers and thunderstorms, upper and mid 50s late this afternoon, and then very, very chilly tomorrow throughout the day with lots of clouds around here. Friday and the weekend look fantastic and milder. Just another beautiful fall weekend in store. So make some outdoor plans this weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos, what is the latest, sir?
You're talking about that slow moving front, Mike. Something else that we've been seeing that's been moving pretty slowly is this traffic here off 35 at FM 482, where we did have some construction that's caused obviously a buildup of traffic in these northbound lanes right at 35. Taking a quick look, you see that huge stretch of red right there, and that is all that traffic, as you just saw, from TransGuide building in those northbound lanes. Now, we have some good news is TxDOT has said that this should be wrapping up by 7 this morning, so just hang in there if you're traveling up to 35, or maybe if you're stuck in that traffic. Just pack that patience this morning. Hopefully we will start to see some green on the screen pretty soon. But a wider look at the map does show we have been off to a pretty busy start. We got a number of stalls there we just mentioned a few minutes ago on the show, so make sure you are checking your vehicles. Tire pressure as well. When that temperature does go down, the tire pressure goes up, so make sure that you are checking the inflation properly every day, especially with the cold front that's on its way. I know usually around this time we like to talk about the inbound times, so let's talk about the outbound times, because right now if you are traveling up to New Braunfels, you're going to see a little bit of a delay right now, 43 minutes on 35 if you're trying to head up there later this morning. That is due to that construction that we are still seeing here. Again, this should be wrapping by 7, so that's some good news. Hopefully that'll be wrapping up, though, before morning rush. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen. A man is in jail this morning in connection to a shooting that happened back on September 18th. So this is 20-year-old Armando Mireles. According to an arrest affidavit, Mireles is accused of shooting a woman at a Motel 6 off of Highway 90, not far from West Military Drive. That woman died at the hospital shortly after. The report says security camera footage led to Mireles' arrest. He now faces a charge of murder.
One man's in jail after an overnight crash just north of downtown. Happened around 3 this morning on Blanco near Fulton Avenue and I-10. Police telling us a man in his 30s crashed his SUV at a roundabout. He was taken into custody under suspicion of DWI. No one was hurt in the crash. This morning, new details following that deadly drag racing event up in Kerrville. A lawsuit has now been filed.
Sarah Costas joins us in the studio with the latest on this developing story. And Sarah, what are you learning this morning?
Well, a lot more investigation needs to happen to find out exactly what led up to this deadly accident. Now, the couple that was involved held a virtual press conference yesterday announcing a lawsuit against the event organizer, Flying Diesel Performance and Off-Road. This comes after a car crashed into a crowd, killing 3 people, including 6-year-old Daniel Trujillo Jones, a little more than a week ago at a drag racing event. The family went to a property owned by the Kerr County Airport that day to watch the races when a 1990 Ford Mustang driven by Michael Gonzalez lost control roughly halfway down the track, passing water-filled protective barriers before sliding into the crowd of spectators beyond the finish line. Now his father, Chance Jones, and his girlfriend, Katie Walls, are sharing what they remembered before the car hit them.
And then I look over to Daniel, and I see Daniel go under the car. And then like a second later it hit me.
Next thing I knew, I was hit and more or less airborne, and pretty much bounced off of another vehicle and went unconscious.
Jones remains in the hospital. The lawsuit is against both the sponsor of the event, Flying Diesel, and Michael Gonzalez, who was behind the wheel of that car that crashed. The lawsuit is still in the early stages, but the family's attorney did not rule out adding public officials to the claim who approved the event, saying, quote, "We know that they were involved in the approval of this event, but what direct involvement they had at this point is still yet to be seen," end quote. Jones says it comes down to being a safety deal, and he says that it should have been a lot safer. The family is seeking more than $1 million in monetary relief. Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. A 4-year-old who was hit by gunfire during a southeast side drive-by is now out of the ICU and is on a path to be able to walk again. Romeo Aguilar was shot back on October 24th while sitting in the back seat of a car on Woodville Drive. The bullet hit his spinal cord, and doctors feared the little boy would never walk again. But after several days, Romeo was able to move his legs. He still has a long road to recovery. Police are still searching for that shooter.
Meanwhile, 2 of the fastest growing school districts in our area hoped voters would give their bond proposals the green light.
District officials tell our Lee Waldman it's all about the exponential growth in the area.
Your next governor, Glenn Youngkin.
This morning, ABC News projecting Republican candidate Glenn Youngkin as the next governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
My fellow Virginians, we stand here this morning at this defining moment.
The race between Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Youngkin widely seen as a referendum on President Biden's first year in office.
It's very clear that Glenn Youngkin's done significantly better than other Republicans have, a state that no Republicans won statewide in 12 years.
Youngkin pivoting his strategy to focus on schools, but the race was about more than just education. Exit polling reveals 33% of Virginia voters ranked jobs as their #1 priority in the race, compared to 24% who said education and just 13% who listed the pandemic as the main issue. In New Jersey, Republican candidate Jack Ciattarelli staying up late with his constituents, rallying support as he tries to upset the incumbent Democrat Phil Murphy.
I wanted to come out here tonight and tell you that we had won.
Well, we're going to have to wait a little while longer than
the race still too close to call. In neighboring New York, ABC News calling the race for New York City mayor for Democrat Eric Adams. The former police captain will be the city's second black mayor in its history. In Boston, the city electing Democrat Michelle Wu as their next mayor, becoming the first woman and Asian American to hold a job.
And what we deserve is a Boston where all of us are seen, heard, treasured, and valued. A Boston for everyone.
And in Minneapolis, residents there voted against eliminating its police department for a Department of Public Safety. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
We had some sort of technical issue and accidentally flip-flopped our stories, but
let's go ahead and check in with KSAT's Lee Waldman.
That was the pitch from school districts to parents and what inspired so many to cast their votes in favor. New Braunfels ISD and Comal ISD each proposed multi-million-dollar bonds to help build schools, supporting infrastructure and improve already standing facilities. New Braunfels' bond has 3 propositions that total $348 million.
This bond included actually starting phase 2 of opening a second high school and a replacement of our older existing high school, and also expanding some of our facilities at our elementary that are going to be over capacity as early as next fall.
She and voters at the polls say the area is bursting at the seams.
Kind of feel like we don't have any choice with the growth. You know, there's so many people moving into New Braunfels and Comal County that the people are moving in, you've got to have a school for them.
On top of new schools, the New Braunfels bond hopes to improve technology and build a new stadium.
I was a little leery concerning the money for the stadiums, but I understand that as well. As we continue to expand, we need to provide resources and places to play for our kids.
According to the New Braunfels district website, Proposition A is tied to a 1.5-cent tax increase per $100 valuation of your home for the interest and sinking tax rate.
I don't like raising my taxes, but I've got 2 kids and they're in school right now, and superintendent, we're at a meeting with him and it made sense what he was saying.
I do believe that even with the tax increase, this bond is very much worth it for the future of New Braunfels students.
For Good Morning San Antonio, I'm Lee Waldman.
It turns out voters were split. 2 of those bonds passed, 2 failed. For the results, go to our website at ksat.com. Other top stories this morning: Pfizer is gearing up to distribute 11 million doses of the pediatric version of the COVID-19 vaccine. The CDC's director endorsing the recommendation for children 5 through 11 to get the vaccine after it was approved for emergency authorization by the FDA. Pfizer says within the first 10 days, it expects to make 19,000 shipments to all 50 states and 6 large metro areas. Its clinical trials show the vaccine provides 90.7% protection against symptomatic disease in this age group. This youngest age group yet will receive 1/3 the dose of what people 12 and older got. The company hopes the smaller dose will reduce any potential side effects.
The U.S. Supreme Court is set to hear arguments in a gun rights case that could lead to more guns on the streets of New York and Los Angeles. The case also could threaten restrictions on guns in airports, churches, schools, and other places where people gather. The case centers on New York's restrictive gun permit law and the right to carry a gun outside the home for self-defense.
Right now, 642, about 67 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, Katrina Weber will bring us the latest edition of If These Walls Could Talk series with a local church and its plans to speak through murals. And welcome back. It's about 6:46. For one local church, art is a thing of the future. Travis Park Church has plans to spread its message through murals.
With the help of local artists, the congregation is going to install 6 paintings about love and inclusiveness on an outside wall.
Katrina Weber gives us a look at the church's vision in this week's If These Walls Could Talk.
Even though it's a blank wall, this space off East Travis Street already is speaking to members of the church that owns it.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be painted stained glass.
The it that Senior Pastor Eric Vogt is talking about is actually more of a they. A group of murals that Travis Park Church plans to install in the not too distant future. The project is to mark the downtown church's past, part of its 175th anniversary celebration. But it also will say a lot about who the congregation has always been.
We serve the homeless folks living on the street who are among the poorest in San Antonio. We have LGBTQ folks.
Their mission of inclusion will be built into the wall paintings, 6 different murals, but with the same messages, that all are welcome and love conquers hate.
And those are 2 things that we say every week around our communion table because we believe that that's what God's table is. It's for all.
Vogt says the church also wanted to make sure it supported local artists. Getting them to submit ideas was easy. Choosing just one of them was not.
They were all so great that we're like, how about if y'all work together?
With that plan, they hope to put paint in its place soon, starting the work as soon as the church raises enough money. Their goal to mark this 175th year is $1.75 million. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Let's get a quick look at the roadways. Things are picking up here on TransGuide. I-10 at Camp Bullis does show traffic is definitely moving here. Morning rush is here, and we are seeing a few problems out there on the roadways. Let's get to what we've been seeing right now throughout the morning. This has been a big problem, this slowdown off I-35 where that red continues to build. That traffic is due to some construction that should be wrapping up on around 7. That's according to TxDOT. So just make sure you pack your patience this morning, but that's some good news for our friends up there on 35. Just hang in there. Let's go ahead and take a jump right over here in town, because we do have some stalls here of I-10 eastbound at Foster Road. A jump over here does show another stall off Loop 1604 westbound at Culebra Road. And a final jump right over here does show a stall off US 90 eastbound at Nogales. So it is shaping up to be one of those mornings. Make sure you are checking your vehicles properly. Looks like a crash may have also just popped up near 410. We'll check that out, and we'll give you all these updates throughout the morning, Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. We got a couple of light little showers around the area, but take note how there are more showers and thunderstorms that are just now coming over across the river, and then also further up to the north. Here in town, we've had a few little sprinkles that have moved through this morning. Just watch out for a few damp spots on the roads. And not only do we have rain off to the west, but also further on up there to the north, some pretty good showers and thunderstorms, but all those are moving straight to the east. But as this whole front continues to work its way down in our direction, we'll see more showers and thunderstorms developing. So you step outside right now and you're thinking like, what front? But do grab a jacket before you take off today, because you will need it by later on this afternoon. Mid and upper 60s, low 70s around the area. However, San Angelo is at 48 degrees right now, so that front will continue to push its way down into the hill country, obviously, first of all, and then here in town. Initially, I was going for just after noon. There are some indications it may be starting to speed up a little bit more, so we're looking at about noon or so, give or take, when the front moves on through here. And by later on this afternoon, we will continue to drop down into the 60s and 50s, and then continue to cool down from there. We're not going to get as cold tomorrow morning as what we could get, just because we're going to have the cloud covered. It's going to act like actually an insulation blanket, but then on the flip side, it's going to keep us from really warming up at all, plus those cold air that's moving on in here, which is why it's going to stay cold all day tomorrow. We will continue to have a few of these scattered showers around throughout the rest of the morning, and then also going into later on this evening. It's not going to be a big rain event. Like I said, most of it's going to be scattered, but there are going to be some pockets, potentially a few heavier downpours, and that'll be the case even in through tomorrow morning. If you left over those showers, then that's going to be moving on out of here. And like I said, it's going to be a cold day tomorrow. Then we'll clear out tomorrow night. Friday through the weekend looks absolutely fantastic. Another good looking fall weekend. 73 degrees at noon. So again, I'm going up just a little bit, then the front comes on through here, and that's going to knock temperatures down into the upper and then mid 50s with rain, showers, a couple of thunderstorms, windy, much cooler temperatures. Tomorrow we start off at 48 degrees and only make it up to 56 throughout the day. So pretty much temperatures won't move all that much throughout the day tomorrow. Still some showers and thunderstorms, especially overnight and early tomorrow morning, and then those will taper off, but we can keep a lot of clouds throughout the day. 46 up to 66 on Friday. Good looking for football Friday night. Weekend looks fantastic. It will start to get a little bit more milder, a little more humidity comes in late in the weekend, and then by the first part of next week. And set your clocks back Saturday.
Tomorrow's going to be brisk.
I know, it's going to be nice.
This afternoon's going to be brisk too.
Yeah, so for football, probably even a blanket with that jacket, maybe.
Good idea.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Mike.
6:51, about 67 degrees.
And it's always a good idea to practice proper grammar, but could it affect how much money you make? We're going to have that answer tomorrow on GMSA.
Outside with live cam. We'll wrap up GMSA after this break. Right now, we are waiting to learn more about the suspect involved in a shooting last night at the Alamo Correa Market.
San Antonio police tell us a woman was in her parked car in the Whole Foods parking lot when a man in his 20s approached her and shot her in the face. He ran away but was caught by officers at the nearby movie theater. The woman was rushed to University Hospital. Her condition is not known.
Let's go straight to traffic and Stephen.
Mark, Stephanie, thank you. Let's take a look right now. Loop 410 at Harry Wurzbach does show some flashing lights. That's because we have a stalled vehicle and then lots of traffic that is building in that area. But that's not the only problem. The biggest problem we've seen throughout the morning is is a slowdown on 535 northbound at FM 1103. Thankfully, that construction that had been delayed should be wrapping up here in the next few minutes, and we should be seeing some resolution. But take a wider look at the map. We do have a lot of stalls out there, so make sure you're checking your vehicles before you get out on the roadway, Mike.
And we do have a couple of showers around. Grab an umbrella, grab a coat. As you can see, another big batch of rain is moving in around Del Rio, and that's going to be working its way across here, and the front's going to move through from the northwest. Very mild right now, but by later on today, we're going to be only in the mid and upper 50s. Windy, much cooler. Wind out of the northeast, 15, 25, and very chilly tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Get ready for that cold weather. We'll see you back here at 9.